All right, so one of the tests, actually not tests, we're just doing it for fun. We've already done these already, so we're pretty much done on that one. Hey man, will you get off my, get off of that. You're not supposed to be making all that. It's not for you, this is for me, it's my work. You mess up my stuff. All right, so as you can see, Taco wants to be in the shot. One of the tests we had to do, of many tests on our products, to make sure our products are working correctly, that we have to do tests called black versus black. And the black versus black is where we test our products on house paint and everything else we can possibly get our hands on to make sure that the product is producing the highest white level. But on top of that, it keeps it from, at the end of the day, we have to be able to back this up to customers and back this up to companies to make sure that the product doesn't come up matching something that they can duplicate or screen easily at the end of the day. We don't want that. And on top of that, it drops the value of the product. So as I said before, these tests are extremely important and you have to be able to back your product. All right, so one of the, well, we have some individuals out there who claim that the products that we have here are made with the Black Dynasty by Home Depot. Well, we picked it up. We pick up just about everything to throw against our screens. So let's get this started. We got an all white surface here. We're going to pick up our Black Dynasty. Show you that it is black. There you go. See, it matches everything in here. And we're going to take this and we're going to stick this right against our screen right there. All right, so that is the Home Depot Black Dynasty paint right there. Now, the interesting thing about that is that I can't show it, technology, that house paint at the end of the day does not have the ability to receive and understand white light like our technology can. Now we got the Dynasty up there. We got more. I want to put more in the caption, but we couldn't. Let's put up there next. We got screen paint. Well, a paint from over from Lowe's. They call this one Black Magic. Not a big fan of the name, but it's the darkest one they have, but that's why we went with it. This is another one we have. We picked up another dark product. That's right there. There we go, it's backing up. So now we got 3 of them standing against the screen. I don't understand how people have a hard time doing these tests or these demonstrations at the end of the day. And I explained to you, you have to make sure that you're getting what you paid for. You don't want anybody shipping your house paint to your front door, and that's all it is, just everyday house paint that literally you could have went down and picked it up yourself and did the same thing. You don't want to go down that road. So we have people that are basically refusing to do these tests, that they're running from these tests, they're running scared. This is the reason why you stay away from those products, because again, they can't back it up. Let's get ourselves another one. Back up there, Taco Kitty. Now we got some people that would say, okay, can I do the same thing with a tablecloth? This is a strip of tablecloth right here for you. We're going to take that and put that. We got any tape for this one? The tablecloth? There we go. Because we get this all the time. Anytime we're going to a forum site, whether it be anyone on an open mic in any forum site, we always get that same reaction. I love it when people come and say, well, I can get the same thing from a bed sheet, I can get the same thing from black paint, and so forth and so forth. We love you at the end of the day when people give us that challenge, because then we come in and we do this. And one by one, they leave. Good. So that way they can understand what true technology is at the end of the day. These are the demonstrations I will be doing with my investors when I'll be in my showcase, my showroom for my technology, displaying it. These are my demonstrations. You're coming in with a suit and tie and do this in front of the audience. This is going to be fun. All right, so what we have here is black fabric. And black fabric is also another thing that does come up quite a lot when we go to forum sites, and they can do the same thing with a black bed sheet. Now our technology has something called a heightener. And the heightener basically allows the screen to be able to receive and understand white light, which is extremely important when it comes to black screens. Gray screens, on the other hand, have another issue. How close do they come to matching everyday gray household products? As I said before, you don't want it to match, because then you'll have issues in there. That's the last thing you want. So we have 3 different versions of black paint, and we have several different versions of, one version of black fabric. All right. Let's go to my favorite one. Let's go to some nice bright colors. Let's go to that TLC. I like that demonstration. That 4K demonstration with the Lamborghinis. Let's see. No, 4K demo. Demo. Now, these are test demonstrations they should be doing, but they don't. And this is why I said that screen paints need to be tested. Screen paints that are not tested will not do these tests. They will avoid them as much as possible. We don't avoid. I can't wait. I can't wait to start doing my demonstrations in front of groups of people. This is why I'll be back at technology at the end of the day. Like I said, this is why we put those challenges out there. We put these challenges out there to expose people at the end of the day who can't back their products. It's one thing to talk it on camera. It's another thing to back it up. So as you can see, the Home Depot Dynasty doesn't match our product. Black Magic by Lowe's doesn't match our product. And I forgot what that other black paint was, but we know it's something. And then a strip of black fabric doesn't match our technology. As a matter of fact, the other day, I even put my own pants up there. Even a hoodie doesn't match. So it shows that the technologies that we develop, whether they be 39s, whether they be 44s or the 48s, have the ability to generate white levels 30 so high that bottom line is they don't match other black surfaces that can produce. And also too, we have a amazing color balance. We're up to, well actually, we put out 3 requests and nothing. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure you get a product that actually works, and at the end of the day, you're not being shipped house paint at the end of the day. Now we're not going to be discussing too much of that window technology because we got some offers last night, and we're looking to just go in a different direction with that technology. So we don't know if that's going to be available for customers yet. We think that's pretty much going to be strictly designed for businesses and corporations, which I have done demonstrations on that today when I get up. Actually, I'm already up. So as you can see, that's the difference between our products and basic household products, everyday black house paints, and black fabric. These are the very important tests that need to be done on screen paint products. And keep in mind that technology under 39 and all the other technologies we developed have to go through the same rigorous tests to make sure that our products work perfectly fine. If you go to our website, you will see demonstrations even under Phantom that are displaying the black versus black demonstrations. And I have yet to see any demonstrations on gray products of gray versus gray. Not yet. Still waiting. So tomorrow will be request number 4. Now the requests are, we've been asking a few people that make false accusations that their products actually work. We're requesting them to do those tests. And again, like I said, we're being met by, they're just ignoring it. Here we go. How much thick is that? I gotta get it. Now, I know people, certain individuals want to make joke about the new technology we have here, but you can't match any of the test demonstrations. You can't even do this. Very simple demonstration. This is basically black versus black. Simple demonstration. It's the first basic test of all screen paints. You have to prove that your technology cannot be mimicked. If they can't pass a basic house paint demonstration, there is something wrong there.
They do the incredible. Help save lives. So can you. Your CSL plasma donation can help.
This technology will be at its next level. Storefronts, restaurants, everything. That technology we just displayed outside, I'm not going to explain what they're offering for it. It's a lot of money. A lot of money, but they offered us for that technology we just displayed outside. And when in the window glass, yes. But I'm not selling that. You think I'm crazy? At the end of the day, do you have any idea how much revenue that technology would pull? I can advertise at McDonald's, Burger King, GameStop, anywhere I want. They can advertise right through glass. You see how amazing that image pulled up? Yeah. I'm not selling that. No way in the world. I'd be a crazy man to do so. That's $1 million technology that was laying against that glass. No way in the world. That alone would be to support my company with no problem whatsoever. There's no way in the world that's ever going to happen. Already getting offers to buy out. Unlike you, like I said before, companies don't pay you any mind. We even had that YouTuber, not to be disrespectful, Dream Media contacted us for samples. They don't contact you for anything. Because your products don't work. You can't even, this is a basic test. Easy. Anytime people can't do that comparison paint demonstration, this is a huge red flag. And for as many times as we've been asking him, he's running now. He doesn't want to do it. But I can do it with no problem. Oh, because yeah, my stuff is tested. You should never sell a product unless it's been tested. My next stage is a little different, a lot different. I'm looking to walk off out of that state a millionaire easily. Easily. And I already got companies already offering me money already for that invisible technology that blasted that glass. Yeah. I got a much bigger playing field right now. I can walk into any investors. I can have investors lined up and I can walk right into their office and I can do this display. Automatically contract that fast, that quick. The luxury unit that I'm going to be living at for that year until I figure out what I want to do down there already is going to put up one of the massive 250-inch screens in their courtyard. They have 7 units. I'm going to plan to be in all 7 units at $7,000 a pop per screen. I'm planning to have my technology throughout that in the whole entire section. What we have here, we can advertise, they can advertise that technology off glass. They can advertise off the floor, the ceilings. We can convert all their screens that they have from their offices to anywhere they have to black technology. So pretty soon, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to see my store in California. And if anyone comes against us to challenge us, no problem. We can do that test right in front of you. I got customers that'll come down to the house and see it in real life. They're blown away by it. They can't stop staring at it. So I'm looking at them while they're staring at the screen, and I'm realizing that we need to take this to another level. I need to get this into a storefront where I can have people come up off the street and look at that technology. And all you naysayers out there don't believe it works, oh, you're more than welcome to come by and take a look. See it for yourself. But if you go and take that green screen, that green product, it can't even pass basic house paint. It can't even do this at the end of the day. How's that ever going to sell? How's that ever going to make any money? It could if it had proper testing, but it doesn't have any proper testing. That's what happens when you cut corners. Yeah, just watching it. People coming into the house, people that do repairs in certain areas, and they just don't just stop and just stare at the screen, just look at it. And that's in the back of my mind, like, okay, we got to get out of here. We got to get into the main line. We need to get stores. We need to get this thing everywhere. So this is where the Black Series comes in. Because the Black Series is our last technology. And since it's our last, it's going to be one of our best technologies we've ever developed. That's why do you think there's so many hours going into testing? How many different versions of Black demonstrations we've done so far? Dozens of them. These screens are going to be going through months of testing. It's not going to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months of testing. We got the winter months coming up really soon. These screens need to be outside in the snow. We got screens designed to be able to take impact, really cold, frigid weather. They're designed for outdoor entertainment. And the only way to test that screen is to put it through some really brutal environments to do it. So these screens are going to have so much information backed up on them that I can go in any time tomorrow. Here you go, 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 here you go. That's why we're paying all the money for these attorneys to come out and put patent pendings on them, to put utility patents on them, to make sure that they can't be touched. I'm spending a buttload of money and freaking patents and trademark secrets and everything else I need to lock this thing in so I can make sure that some huge corporation doesn't decide to walk in and take mine. Oh, I love this. Can you imagine how amazing this is going to be at an office meeting where we can display our screens in any office we want? I love it when people say, at the end of the day, when we get that, that's why I say ask the questions. We don't mind. Ask the questions. I love when people ask that question and go, what about if I use black house paint? Or if I use black wool? I love it when they say that. Oh, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity to show you. So when I ask questions like, what's the difference between the product in network grade 773? What's the difference between the product in silver mist 1619? What's the difference between the product and silver, slip silver? What's the difference? We don't get nothing back. And yet they got a nerve to be selling it. They're selling an untested product. I don't even know how that even works at the end of the day. And as for that theory that dynasty paint, please, there's dynasty for you right up on the screen right now. That's why when I see demonstrations of people saying, oh, we can make the product, you can't even make your own product correctly. How about you start by trying to make a product that actually works and doesn't match house paint? That would be a start. Instead of worrying about somebody else's technology, try to fix yours. Because you definitely need to fix it. You definitely need to fix it. Badly. That's what you need to do. Fix we do tests, because yesterday, like I said, we went and built the whole frame, set everything up. I'm thinking this is going to work. I sat there and said on camera and said it may or may not. I don't even know yet if this is going to work or not. It may or may not work. It should, but it worked inside pretty good. No, it did not work. So we hit the first time outside, it came out black. We couldn't even see anything because it was too much light penetrating through the screen. So I was like, okay, this is what we do. I'll paint it directly on the glass instead. And that's what I did. And guess what? Popped up. Right through the glass. Boom! And it killed 99% of the lamp glare. Gone. That's why I was able to move around and you couldn't see it? Yeah. So then we realized that the fabric doesn't work. Can't use it. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't do the test. Gotta do tests. Test for everything. You gotta test for school, you gotta test for college, you gotta test for everything.
At the 75th anniversary event at Raymore and Flanagan, save on 75 pieces perfect for every room in your...
And while we're talking about all this, guess what's sitting on my table right now? The theater version of this technology, already done. I haven't had time to paint it in. I still got to go through this one first, because we're not done the testing on this one. I have to be outside with this one. But by the time I get done doing all my demonstrations, I'm tired, so I said I'll do it tomorrow morning. So now I got to be up, and I got to do the demonstrations on this screen, so I can take the text formula we have on the table and put it on this screen and start the testing on that one. That's the cinema version of the Black Series edition. Oh, and so we can educate a few people that don't understand anything about our technology. Black Series edition, that stands for the classification of the technology. So each one has a class. That's the class for that product. That's why they're called editions. Anything you see with the word ambient light rejection or ADV stands for advanced. Basically, when you see that, and it says fusion, or if it says something like, if it has something like fusion or something like infinity, something weird next to it, something like that, that basically is the classification of basically the gain capability that we drop into the product. So each one of these technology has a certain gain level that allows the screen to be able to do certain things. That gain level also activates to the heightener technology and the color enhancement technology, and also too with some screens like the 2.0 has a shifting contrast capability. That's why that screen can pull a contrast level downstairs in a well-lit environment. But you don't understand anything about technology because your stuff is house paint. You don't understand anything about that at all, period. The 48s, that's not a gain number. That's another category of basically of what product line we have. So we have on the website, we have 48s, we have 12s, that's what they're categorizing it. But the gain capability is a chemical that we drop into it that allows the screen to generate much higher levels. And all these different chemicals have names attached to them. I'm sorry, but I try to explain to people when I go to different forum sites, we are not in the same category as you guys in the day. We don't go by the 2.0. We don't go by it with none of that. We made our own stuff at the end of the day. That's what we did. And for anyone who sits here and says it's not possible, well, it's standing right in front of you. We don't go by their categories at all, period. I don't go by ambient light controlled environments and calibrated projectors and high-end projectors and all that. I don't do any of that stuff. You got to be at a certain level at the screen. You have to have so much light to optimize the viewing player. You have to have lights. No, we don't do that crap. No, we do things differently over here. That's why our demonstrations don't match anybody else's and no one matches ours. And so many arguments on that of our gain capabilities. Or you have to have a 2.0. You have to have a... No, we don't have to have that if we don't want it.
It took a while to get up here.
If we can call it whatever we want, as long as we can back it up 100%.
But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did.
If I can back it up 100% and I can show it does exactly what it does, I can call it whatever I want. And we just go to those forum sites and have arguments with them every day. Oh, it's got to be this and got to be that. Yeah, well, that's why I'm in here blowing out your freaking projection screen at the end of the day on this crappy projector behind me. So what of it? At one time, we got an argument with somebody over Elite screens. Guy was like, well, it's not fair because you don't have the screen set here and the projector's not in line. It's not optimizing with the screen. I'm like, dude, man, that's a freaking $3,000 projection screen sitting up there. You mean to tell me if I got to go through all that to do that and my screen doesn't have to do that? We just set the projector there, boom, done, lights on, done. So I got to go through all of this just to make that look good at the end of the day, and that costs 10 times more than my screen? You've got to be crazy. You're definitely Fruit Loops. So if my screen's not having an issue with it, and it costs far less, why would that be having an issue? Yeah, man, all that protocol nonsense, man, all that is comes in basically because the screens can't do what they're supposed to do at the end of the day. That's what it all comes down to. I'm spend $3,000 for a screen that we sitting in a medieval dungeon. No, I'm not doing that at the end of the day. And it's been another couple of $1,000s for a projector that I had to sit there and calibrate because the colors won't come up right. No, I'm good. We're good. You know, I see it change because when I talk to customers, the first thing they say is, I got myself a 720p projector, I plan to use it. Good. That's what you should do. Because it's a 720p we're running right now. And we're not having a problem with it. There's nothing wrong with the projectors out there. 720p's, there's nothing wrong with them. They just want you to spend all this money for these high and expensive projectors for something that, again, you're stuck in an ambient light controlled environment with your $4,000 projector, and you can't even see a proper contrast level, even with a 2 million or 3 million or 4 million of one. You still are going to have to go and spend the money for the darker gunmetal screens to pick up better, darker shades of gray. If that was the case, then the demonstrations we saw in the P2 would have produced the same black levels as it did in the dark, as it did with the, the screen basically was doing all the work. Then basically in the day, as I said before, it would have produced the same black levels as the Epson 955, and it didn't. On anything using the Epson, screen was completely washed out. Anything on the P2 in a dark environment, there you go. Perfect example. I've been telling y'all that for years, man. I've been telling y'all that for years. That anytime you walk into any kind of site and you're watching this $50,000 projector, $12 $20,000 projector, whatever it is they're using, 8,000, not whatever they're using in that demonstration. Whatever projector that's being used in the environment, that's what you're going to have to use to match the screen. Because if that was the case, that I can go in and watch a $50,000 projector, and I can do the same thing with a projector of $700, then why would I spend the money for the $50,000 projector? Basic common sense. That's why I love when you go to them show booths. And the show booths, they have everything all set up. You sit down, they got the movie chairs, they got the projector sitting in the background. People go in there, they never think about the projector. They're all shocked and wow about the whole environment. Nice movie chairs, sit down and relax, keep massage, got cup holders in them. Big movie posters up there. Oh man, I'd love to have this in my basement. Beautiful. That's all they think about. But they don't realize that the projector behind them is a high-end unit. And the reason why that screen looks that way is because of that projector. Then I'm pretty sure the screen does play a part when it comes to the contrast levels and all that stuff, because gunmetal screens usually have that capability. But if you want that image, you're going to have that package, which means you're going to have that screen and you're going to have to buy that projector. Because when you go home and you set it up on your projector, you're going to notice a slight little difference. And something seems to be a bit off and it doesn't look the same way. Well, that's because you didn't spend that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for the machine they had sitting behind you. There's a difference. And that machine was professionally calibrated. Yours is not. The only people who have screens that look exactly like the showcase are the people who have the money to spend the money for the high-end projectors, spend the money for the screens, and have a professional come in and calibrate that machine. And they still can't be in this environment. We got way too much light kicking off in here. Let's go get something else on here. Now, instead of that person getting upset and getting angry with a bunch of swear words and carrying on, this is what they should have been doing. I can come on air, I can out you with no problem whatsoever, I can expose you with no whatsoever, and I can come back in and do a demonstration just like this. The very thing you're supposed to do, I'm doing it right now on my own stuff. I requested you only 2 paints. I got 3 against mine and black fabric laying against my screen. I'm using more light than you. My screens are bigger than yours. Well, my projector is cheap. I ain't got no 4K. I don't even have 1080p right now. I'm at 720p right now. What's the excuse? And I hear people saying, oh, wait, no, it's no excuse for it. At the end of the day, you're talking about how you made this special paint against my product. You can't even match a 2.0's basic test demonstrations. Did you know what a 2.0 was tested against slip silver? It was tested against network grade 773. 3 hours of testing on that technology. And you can't pass one freaking test. And you got a nerd talking about I made a product that could be, you don't even know how to make a screen paint at the end of the day. I've seen your stuff, how it's made. You have no experience in the field whatsoever. And to prove you have no experience in the field, to prove and out you that your product is a fake, is watching you drag your feet on those tests. Because anybody else that could do it would have had it done by now. They would have backed it up. Just like if someone told me right now about, what about black paint, black fabric? There you go, done. Now, as we're having this conversation, I'm going to be walking outside of my driveway and recording my screen that I'm testing right now on the glass to see how it reacts to the hours. Because on the side of this house, sun comes up, I need to see how that screen's going to react because we have the sun killer technology. We need to embed into it so the screen can pick up as sunlight is pushing through it. And that requires a lot of testing. Not spraying some invisible product onto a little tiny sample sheet, propping it up with a bunch of water bottles and going, look, it's done. No. Do you know how many tests you have to do invisible technology? It is insane. And keep in mind, I've had invisible technology 14 years ago. I got the timestamp to back it up. I had it before anybody else had it. You can go back to my Digital One archives and you'll find it right in there. I've done frost, paint, I've done them all. If you think I'm this thorough about how I test my screens, guess what? We've done everything on Invisible too. Yeah. But then he's so worried about everybody else's stuff, about how they're doing it, you don't even test your own stuff at the end of the day. Boy, I'll tell you, you're going to make it easy for me, extremely easy for me. That's why I said, when we jump off this platform, when this house is empty, when you see Mr. Bird pop up on that camera, you see my new place, we're already at our next level. And by that time, you don't even exist, because by then, everything would have been taken care of already. So, that being said, I'll be going in a different direction. That's why I said people don't understand hard work at the end of the day. Yeah, I sat there 3 or 4 years, covered in mud, covered in dirt, covered in paint. Every day, up in the morning, go to sleep late at night, testing, producing, developing, designing, making. So now when I go to the next level, I can go, well, here you go, people. I got the years, I got the experience, everything under my belt. What you need, I got it right here for you. I can back my technology up on any level I choose. So you'll still be where you're at. If you're there, I don't know what's going to happen to you at the end of the day. But I know what's going to happen to us in the day. We're blowing up. Then, when Mr. Bird decides to travel, I can go on a private jet, get picked up by a limousine, and I can go to a 5-star or 7-star hotel. Because I plan for the future, not just for day by day. Gotta work it every day. Ah! Gotta work it. Options. But this is how Mr. Bird plans to spend his time. I could spend my time doing that once I get up there and get situated and get my contracts lined up, money starts pouring into my accounts. Or I plan to go in a different direction. I plan to spend more time with my family, get out a little bit more. I've been trapped in the house working for too long. This has been one long work job for me in here. Can't wait. That's what Jamie don't understand. He doesn't understand sacrifice. You don't get it. When I first started my company, I spent 4 years in a little tiny rented room. Every day I slept on the floor. That's how I lived my life. I had my desk right next, and I would get up and work to my desk till my fingers cramped up. And I would basically lay down on that floor and go to sleep. And I would do all my demonstrations in that little tiny room. Get up early in the morning at 9 o'clock, walk 6 or 7 blocks to the post office, in the snow, in the rain, get my job done. From that sacrifice, I moved to one house, another one, blessed to go to another one. And now I spent here almost 3 years in here, working every single day, concentrating, building the best I can build, working alongside my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to design the best technology I can possibly design. Now my next stage, bigger than this. And once I reach that point, what am I going to do? Go and buy a bunch of fancy cars, big houses, all that nonsense? No. Mr. Bird is going to spend his time with his family and giving back to people. I plan to be in soup kitchens. I plan to be in bread lines helping people out. I plan to take my money and basically invest it back into the community and help other people out. That kind of wealth doesn't make you happy. Lord don't make me happy at the end of the day. Giving back to others and helping them out makes me even happier. Now, today we had some kids come to the house. I don't carry money on me. I always carry me all these, the debit cards, that's it. And you can see it was selling chocolate. So I didn't have any money on me. And I've seen the disappointment. They must have been walking around quite a bit trying to sell their chocolate. Their kids up the street, cool, nice family over there. So I am going to get geared up, walk all the way up to the gas station, pull $20 out of my account, go over to their house, and buy all their chocolate up. I don't usually leave the house. But for what I saw in the kids' house, disappointed they were, gotta be done. So, all you naysayers out there who call me scammers or whatever you want, you're more than welcome to come down to the store and check my technology out. And for those of you who supported me, thank you so much. Love you so much. And you have my word that the prices are never going to go up. We're not going to do that nonsense. We're going to do 5,000 and 10. We're not doing that at the end of the day. I want to keep my prices the same way they always have been. So that's the whole purpose I got into this business to begin with, even the playing field. It isn't about the money. It's about the customer at the end of the day having an amazing setup. That's what it's about. And that's the part they missed. That's why your products don't work. You're all about the money. You're not about the customer. When you're about the customer, you make a product that actually works and you back it up. That's the problem. I gotta do a Christmas display in a few minutes, man. I'm gonna be in Mosquito Valley in about a few minutes, getting eaten up in the backyard again. So a few people were saying, okay, so when you get out there and you your stuff blows up, are your prices going to become more expensive? No, they're not going to be expensive. They're going to be made so everybody can afford it. I love the fact that somebody that can work an everyday 9 to 5 and can have a screen that's better than a certified. That's what I like about it. They don't have to have deep pockets at the end of the day to have good technology. Here, watch this. I love doing this one. I'm going to do a basic color display. Right? I'm going to show our colors off. That's going to go into it in a few
What's up, team?
minutes.
I'm Agent Williams, and here's an example of what you can expect in a Peloton Pro Boot Camp.
Let's take this. Let me see. Take this off. There, and let's grab paper here. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait. Like some of this stuff we're gonna be working on, projector packages. Because you know, some people at the end of the day don't know what projector to buy. And then you're dealing with all them crappy projectors out there on the market. You know what they're called? Victimized to that nightmare. So we're gonna do projector packages. People can come in, they can choose a projector, whether they want 4K, whether they want 1080p, if they want speakers with it, stuff like that. For the gamers, because you know I'm a big gamer at the end of the day, this is where we're doing plexiglass screens that you can custom design your own screens. You can embezzle lights into them, you can put flat speakers that see all kinds of cool stuff. I can't wait, because I want this stuff for myself. All right, so we have the black up there, right? Let's take a little silver. This is silver. We get this all the time with silver screens because the silver screen's better. Let's see. I get a little silver. Silver. There. Oh, let's see. What we have here. We have white screens. Screen here. There. This is a song that never ends. Oh crap. I'm that one. How do you sing that for a bit? Silver, white, black. see, this is what I'm be doing in my presentation. So basically, we'll put a little fabric up there. We'll put some black paint up there, or I might draw into the screen. I like doing that one. That's really a shocker right there. Or, you know, then we have the white screen, we'll have the silver screen, you know, they represent anybody's stuff. And then, you know, at the end of the day, some circle out there, you know. Yeah. Certified up there. So that never. Surface when you shoot your fire. Yeah. And this is what I mean by, gentlemen, your products have to be tested. So you see what Mr. Bird just did here. We have black fabric, black paint, Dynasty. I like to keep the Dynasty up there. Dynasty, silver screen up there, white sheet of paper, and 3 certified screens. And that screen's only 10% done. It's not done yet. It's not fully done yet. We're nowhere near done this thing. Still got more testing to go. More testing. Would you like another, huh? Oh, no, you gotta step there. I need you. I need you. I'm gonna take for you. Sorry about that, people. I'm off the living daylights. How you did or not? There you go. Put you right back up there. Here's where you do this. Be in a room full of the board of directors, or we don't want board of directors, don't want to roll down. But anyway, can you imagine being in a room of investors? And I said, Mr. Bird, can you show me what's the difference between your screen and everybody else's? Let me show you. I can go in there dressed in a clown's outfit with giant flip-flops on and still crush it. Crush it, crush it, crush it, crush See? This is why when we state you don't sit in our category, you're not in my universe anywhere. I can do these tests just like that, easily. Any showroom, any place, I can display this. This shows our technology knocking out black paint, fabric, certified screens, silver screens. Look, that screen generates a freaking white level literally so high. That's a white sheet of paper on the other end. I can stick that next to a certified. I can turn a certified screen white. That's why I said that the series, the black series, are going to be beast. That 67, for a person who doesn't know what 67s are designed for, that whatever that is you had on your wall, I'm sorry. See that and the other. See the stuff you do, you have some intelligence there. But when it comes to this category, in this world right here, I'm in a different world. Don't ever think for a minute that if I'm going to name something a 67, a number literally that high, that it's going to be paint at the end of the day, because it's not. 67s are actual physical screens. They are motorized projection screens. We're not going to tell you how they're designed and what we're building and how big they're going to. Tabby screens are the best screens ever. The tension screens are the best screens ever they're better than any kind of projection screen. And the reason why the tabbies are better is because when you have a motorized projection screen, you get something called the wave effect, which means there's a wave to the screen. Some people put a heavier bar at the bottom, that fixes it sometimes, but still it doesn't lay flat every single time. Tabbies or tension screens lay flat every time. It's like a wall coming literally out of your screen. They lay super flat, and they're fantastic for ultra short throw projectors. Because if you try to use an ultra short throw projector on another screen, you're going to get that wave effect, and the image is going to be off, and it's going to be distorted. So that's why you need the tabbies. But the problem with tabbies is tabbies are very expensive. They're not cheap. You can spend $3,000 for a 100-inch tabby. Literally, they cost that kind of money. And that's a white screen at that. So what I want to do is I want to develop a black screen. I want the all black casing. I want this thing to look sick, like sitting in the corner. It's like vortex. It's all jet black. I want backlit remote controls. I want some with LCD displays, some with touch displays. I want something sick. I want the LED lights to come down with the UFO. You know, amazing never looked to have a screen that black and they had that UFO lighting that comes down behind the back of the screen. Oh, that'd be beautiful. And then there's certain sizes I want. And they want so much money for these screens. Now, for us on the other end, the reason why these screens cost so much money because these companies at the end of the day, they make a material. We make a coating. We can literally coat anything we want and turn it into a screen. Because we make the coating. So that. So, you know, Jamie, you start running your mouth about a 67, now you know what 67s are. And again, addition, that is the category class or collection class of that product. It isn't an actual product at all. Now, if you had a fusion, if we figure we're going to fusion game, I think we're going to keep that. But the other ones had these names underneath of them. It'd be Black Series and then dot, dot, dot. Black Series and then dot, dot, dot. Black Series and then dot, dot, dot. Or it'd be 48 and dot, 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 which would basically give the name of the game that we're dropping in to actually generate that technology. It's a category system. You don't have that. You don't even know the color of your own product, which is true. If you go to this website, he has two products named Gunmetal, and they look exactly the same. So I'd say, here you are doing a demonstration 6 hours ago on that clown paint. I'm sorry, but it is. That freaking scam paint matching network gray 773. And you got a nerve to show that demonstration up on that screen in the dark. I'm going to show one little light in the corner. Come on, whoa, we got to let nobody. This is how you do a demonstration. You should have did a demonstration with that slit silver, which we've been asking you for the longest time to do in the network gray, which you didn't do any of those, but you still showing that phony paint at the end of the day. When I come in, I do a demonstration on my setup, and I got certified black paint, silver paint, and white against my screen. And I can show a color pattern in a fluid environment. And my screen doesn't have any problems at all. Well, if it keeps going down this road, well, we already know what's going on the road. You can't back his stuff. Gotta be to back it. You gotta keep them separated. Gotta be back yourself up. Let me see. See, for me, technology works. It does works. It works better than a white screen. It works better than a screen paint mix. It does. But you have to understand, when they were developing their technology, they were doing white screens only. And of course, at first I couldn't understand, why don't you just do white screens only? But then you have to realize that the only screens out there that we're going to run into are going to be white screens. Your mix is not going to be out there. We're never going to run into a great product out there at the end of the day. It'd be rare if we do run into one. Majority of screens we're going to bump into are all going to be white. Every last one of them. Office building, all white screens. Schools, all white screens. Churches, all white screens. That's what we're going to be bumping into. And if we do happen to bump into one of these certified screens, why would that be a threat to us at the end of the day? We can overpower the screen, and we cost less. If we bumped into an area where they're having a bid, they had some funding from the state, and they got a bid on who they can go with, they're going to go with us because our technology can prove to overpower these high-end screens at the end of the day, and we cost far less. And everybody likes to save money, so they're going to lean toward us automatically. So we can actually outbid them in any bid that comes up. And as for the gray mixes, again, they're unheard of out there. All white screens. And we could dominate a white screen with nothing, no problem. So you're not even recognized out there. Our black technology, we're glad it's not recognized, because when we come on the scene showing these jet black screens, again, we can call ourselves OLED worthy, OLED light, because we're black. Jet black technology. And people are fascinated by black technology because they can't believe that a white level can push from a screen like that and display in a fully lit environment. People are used to seeing gray screens, white screens. They're not used to seeing black technology. So we stand out on that level right there.
Conoce a Harper. Ella nació para cuidar y siempre ha estado a tu lado. Como la
Did all the research.
rebelde de un amigo y llevó al rescate.
Outside applications, we're going to run over that easily. All outside demonstrations on screens are all done white. If you have any idea what black technology looks like outside at nighttime, they are insane. It is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. I've already got people already lined up to get on board to be a part of it. And I plan to hire a lot of people coming out of college. Why not? That's the jacked up thing I find that people come out of college, which is hard for them to get jobs because they don't have the experience. You can't get the experience if you don't give them the job. Look in the job. That's what I can never understand that at the end of the day. You're going to turn them down because they don't have enough experience. Well, how are they going to get the experience if you don't give them the job? I'm always up to good ideas. If they come up and say, well, I got an idea for so and so and so, hey, let's see what you got. And then give them the credit for it. I'm not going to take it from them and say, oh, we did it so. No, give them the credit for what he did. That guy right there came with the idea. I can't wait. I'm excited, people. I'm glad I spent the time and I did the work in. So, yeah. Hey, you want to laugh at me for wearing the same clothes every day and being covered in paint and whatever? Hey, don't care. Because I got something that I see that y'all can't see at the end of the day. Not saying my customers know, y'all see what I see. But if these naysayers out there, you don't see what I see every day. Oh yeah, we should be good. I gotta wait till the sun comes up because we got things in the alleyway that you do not want to bump into at night. And I don't want to hurt any things in the alleyway. I used to carry a sidearm when I used to go outside, but I'm not killing anything out there. Raccoons, I'm not doing that. And they've been here before I have. Let them do their little pass back and forth. And then when the sun comes up, they leave and I just go out there. The first time I bumped into a skunk, oh man, that's an experience you never forget. Never forget. I thought I was going to get sprayed, but it didn't spray. We kind of went in another direction. Oh, thank goodness, man, because that's the worst thing. I don't mind the possums. I don't mind the raccoons. I don't mind the freaking foxes from time to time. And anything else that may creep up on me. But the skunks are the ones I fear the most because if they spray you, that's lights out. You're bringing that right back into your house, and that stuff stinks. It should be good. Let me see. Okay, we're coming back outside. We're going outside to check out the glass. On the other side, check out the glass. So, hope you enjoyed. Gotta go. We got screen phone, man. We can't even get to that right now. We got another technology sitting on the table right now. It's the theater version of the Black series. Can't show it off because we have testing to do on this one. I got 4 more gaming demonstrations. I need to do this one. And I need to be serious about it. I'm messing up on my demonstrations. I need to shut up and just do the demonstration. Because I keep telling myself that on camera. Stop talking so much. Shut up. Do the demonstration. Come on there. Save the screen. Do some gaming. Don't spend forever on there. And make it short and sweet. So that's what I got to train myself to do. Because honestly, tell you the truth, I wouldn't even watch a 3-hour demonstration. It's just way too long. Test demonstrations, unfortunately, we have to do though. They have to be that long. There's a lot of testing. Other than that, the simple stuff, I'm trying to make everything short and sweet. Just done. All right, let me get out of here. I got to be out front. I got to upload in a few minutes to have that on recording. So I'm outside seeing how the window's going to be popping off. So I'm going to get the time of day for this one. Got to go. Thank you.